Well, good evening, everyone. And as Mr. Drew takes a spin round the office and clunks the microphone in the process, we bid you a fine, fond good evening to the Studio Rats Live Q&A number 117, I think. My name's James Ivey.
Hi, Paul Drew.
God, and you are very, very welcome. And he's dizzy. He's lost the plot. And all is well. Are you well there, mate? On your side of the world?
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Just what's going on? Yeah, no, I've got a bit of a chesty thing going on. Apart from that, everything's good. Yourself?
What have you been up to? Anything exciting?
I've been
learning tracks for this weekend's gig.
Yeah, I've been doing lots of preparation for our gig at the weekend. Mm-hmm. Because it isn't just about. It's not just about sort of learning the songs, which I've had to learn like a bunch of new songs which I've never played before, and quite a revelation about a few different guitar players that I'd never thought I'd struggle with.
We'll come on that. We'll come to that.
Yeah, come to that. But there's programming patches. There's sorting out how I'm going to change the patches on that, because I'm doing it a completely different way. I'm using the Axe effects for the gig, and and I thought, okay, how am I going to change patches? So then I've had to think about building a pedal board for that, and for changing patches and finding different gear and seeing what I'm going to do with it. And then there's IEM systems, and we'll go into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But anyway, what about yourself?
Well, we recommenced on Monday Operation Build a Studio after a couple of weeks off on my holiday and stuff, just getting everything settled down and stuff, which is good. There'll be a video coming out whenever you choose to put it live.
That's going to be either tomorrow or Friday. I can't. Okay. I don't know which one. I've done a video and I don't know which one's going to go first yet, but I'll work it out.
So part 2 of the build story, and I think it's still a bit buildery, if I'm honest. I'll hold my hands up. We're not quite into the exciting studio stuff yet, but the next part will start to be a lot more studio-y and a lot more exciting.
I completely agree. I think you're right. I think it's the next ones are going to be the ones where I'm going to be going, oh yes, that's what I'm talking about, and that's great. Yeah,
I'm getting deliveries are coming thick and fast. The final finish flooring arrived today, and that looks amazing. So Celotex will arrive. That's all gone in the floor, as you'll see in the video. Monday we have the next big job, which is the screeding of the floor.
Yeah.
Which is like the final, the proper surface that we can build on top of that, and that gets us up to pretty much working height. So I can start working out the acoustics and all that sort of stuff from there on in. Just and trying to get some normal work done and have meetings and make normal things happen, and kids back to school and all that. Yes.
Oh yes.
Peace and quiet during the day. It's blissful. But yeah, and occasionally fitting in buying some nice things and some toys, and I've had quotes for air conditioning today, and quite frankly, I think I'm going to have to sell a kidney.
Really? Why? What's going on? What's to do with air conditioning at the moment?
Aircon's quite expensive to get it done properly and get it all plumbed in and stuff.
Has it always been expensive, or is it just like times?
I think it's times at the moment. Actually, It's not as expensive. So I looked at buying the unit separately, and it turns out you can't buy air conditioning units anymore. You have to, your fitter has to buy it, and you have to buy it from him or her.
Right.
It's all to do with F-gas certificates and not leaking nasty things out into the atmosphere. Because it's not very nice stuff they put inside those things. So yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, getting there. Plans are definitely heading in the right direction, and then today I might have had a little lapse in concentration when it comes to buying something for me rather than buying something for the studio. Well, that's for the studio anyway, but it being auction day today, or day one of the auctions, I thought I would indulge.
So should we go to that first? Because actually no, hold on a second, because I just want to talk about the I want to know what you bought.
All right.
But as we talk about what we've done, have you see that strap video that I did?
I did, yes. Yummy.
It's done 21K already, which I was quite pleased with.
That is a very nice Strat.
Yeah, it's great. It's really pleasing.
Ironically,
Yeah.
of all the guitars that we went last week, we went through some of the guitars I was looking at the auction, and
Yeah.
ironically, the one that did the best of, or worst from my point of view, because I didn't buy it, the best of all of them was the Paisley Telly,
How much did you go for?
£900, which is like a good 3 above asking price.
But that's the thing. I don't think those things. I don't think their asking prices mean anything anymore, because everyone knows about this now. Everyone knows about this Gardner Huda Gate, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we've told them.
I mean, but now all of these built, buy a guitar. These small guitar buyers and sellers who are on eBay and Facebook and Reverb, they're buying all their stuff from there. So you don't really get a bargain anymore, I don't think.
I think I've done all right, but I'm going to show you now.
Do that first.
Right,
Let's do that first.
Right, ready? This was on my list, but not a guitar I thought I'd buy.
Oh, nice one. So in Nashville, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, tell me about it. What is it? What is it? Is it an American one? What is it?
It is. It's a made in Mexico.
Yeah.
But I'm not a snob like that.
Okay.
Candy apple red finish, maple neck, rosewood fretboard. Everything's working. Original Fender gig bag. Overall condition very good.
Okay. I'm trying to think what you should pay for that. Actually, I'm not going to say. What did you pay for it?
£480.
Oh, great! You can't go wrong with that. That's great.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was looking at the SGs and things, and it was like, these are quite a lot more, aren't they? They were going quite high. Annoyingly, I forgot about it, and the first couple of guitars that I would have gone for, like the Eggles, and there was a double cut Les Paul, went for no money at all. Went really, I was like, really
double cut Les Pauls are really. Then they don't tend to they don't tend to get a good price.
Interestingly, though, some of the guitars that were supposed to go really high didn't sell.
Really?
There was a 62 Strat that did not sell.
So it had a reserve on it.
Yeah. It was like 7. I think it was 7.5.
Geez, but that's not enough. I mean, was it all original?
I didn't read.
Oh, even so,
still
a 62, you should be able to get. I mean, that should be in 10 plus.
You'd think, but hey, I wasn't in
way more than that.
I wasn't in that ballpark to buy that guitar, but but still, an interesting day of watching. I've got a few things on that I'm watching tomorrow, and I've got I've got a day of writing and stuff tomorrow, as in writing articles and writing bits and pieces tomorrow, mainly because you were supposed to come over, and I realised that once we'd said no, let's do it a little bit later on in the week, I realised that I've booked the guy to come and fit our smart meter, so I'll be off power for a couple of hours.
Right, yeah, that wouldn't have worked out, would it?
No, that wouldn't. That would have gone down like a lead kosh.
Yes. Especially me driving over to you for that sort of.
Yes, exactly.
Can't do anything. Yes, that would be.
But yeah, so the Nashville telly I thought was quite and it's daft. I've got 3 telly. I'll have 3 tellies then.
Nice. That should be minimum.
It's like a legal requirement for studios, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice one. Oh, that'd be interesting.
I'll bring it over for a video, or say when you come over, you do a video on it. Should we do some of these questions and stuff that's coming in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
Thomas Donson says, greetings from Brisbane, where it's not quite 5 a.m. as I type this forecast, bright with studio rats, followed by rain.
Sorry
about the rain. Greeting. Come, it's getting into their spring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Far off.
Okay. Greetings
all. Greetings, Pat. Farid. Even Farid. Bogeyman. Hi, gents. Hi, Bogey. Evening, Shep. Mississippi Blues. Evening, all. Evening, Mississippi. Chris. Hi. Hollywood actress. Hi, Chris. Hope everyone is well, says Steve Bull. And you, Steve.
We are well. We Me and him are well.
They're all fine. Daniel's in the house. Evening, Daniel. Right, Bogey says, are you guys going to do a video impression of the gig, setup, live rig, venue, etc.? I think I'd like to do that.
The problem that we have, because it's a private function, it's a private wedding, it's kind of difficult to do that and not be on morally difficult ground. If it was a show in a theatre, it's different. Because it's someone's wedding, it's a bit challenging. I also think we've got enough things to worry about on this gig, let alone making a video of it.
There is, yeah. It is a little bit of fly by the seat of your pants.
There's quite a lot of that happening.
Yeah.
Certainly with the set list. At this point, though.
Mr. McQuillan's in the house. Good evening, guys. Hope all is well. And to you, David. Thank you very much for your generosity. You're going to do. I've got all Dave's plectrums here now, so I've got them in a.
I've got two here
that I can just bring out. Look at that, guys. If you haven't checked out David's plectrum company, it's called the Highland Plectrum Company. He makes fantastic plectrums, all made from old coins and things.
Yes.
Coins that are out of circulation. Coins you can't spend anymore because that would be illegal otherwise. And they are fantastic. I did a video on them. Go and check them out. Awesome stuff.
Yes. So basically, Bogeyman, I think we will do at some point, but probably not this time. But I think there'll be some more gigs. There's plenty more gigs in the offing should we want. I think Bags is, and rightly so, not going to give us any more until you and I are a proven unit. That makes sense to me. Anyway.
Dave, greetings, Dave. K Michael P is in the house. How do you all? Hope all is well, and let's hope K Michael P is out of prison. Hollywood says, "Hey James, once studio complete, you able to share final approx cost of the build once done?" Yeah, it's funny. Like when people ask about,
and there's a really good reason for it. There's a really good reason for it. I don't actually want to know.
Yeah.
If it's carved, if it's captured for forevermore on the interwebs, somebody might find it.
Oh, his wife. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because I'm normally quite open about talking about money and stuff, and I don't find it one of those sort of subjects you shouldn't talk about. But there's certain things, like I don't know. I had some questions about how much did the Paisley Strat cost, and it's a fair question. I don't mind anyone asking that, but I go actually. That's probably not a question. It's not even relevant, to be honest.
I don't want to know how much I've spent on it, if I'm honest, because I think it would actually scare me.
Yes, I think it probably would.
By the time,
are you paying in increments, or have you got to pay everything at the end?
No, I'm paying in increments. We're paying weekly almost for the builders, because when they're not here, obviously I'm not paying.
Understood.
It's not. I believe the phrase is, in building terms, is open book. So I'm paying for the hours they're here, not the hours they're not.
Oh, okay. That's a good way of doing it. That's a good way. Hold on, we need to say a thank you to Mr. Steve. Steve Meal. Good. Thank you very much, Steve. Evening all. Thanks, guys, for your great videos and music. Keep it coming. Cheers, Steve. That's really nice.
We certainly will. We'll do our very best to, anyway. So yes, Hollywood actors.
That'll pay for a nice pink Bacardi and Ribena for James.
An apple spritz. An apple spritz.
I quite like apple. Oh, I quite like that. Hollywood actress.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nub End. Is that Knob End or Nub End?
Nub End. I don't know.
Maybe it's supposed to be Knob End. Maybe he's calling it a Knob End.
Fair enough. If he does it again, we all know what will happen, don't we?
Considering we're going to a colder weather season in the Western Hemisphere, maybe postpone aircon buy for next spring. Have only the
Hang on, only the prep done.
Fenced up to electrical. That's probably not a bad. Actually, do you know what? That's not a bad shout. But if I'm like James, I wouldn't want to decorate, and then to have. I just want to get it done.
Also, the problem is that, as we all know, even in the winter in the UK, getting a studio hot is not the difficult bit. It's getting it cold again. Even in this room right now, I've only got one computer on, obviously, other than my laptop, and I'm roasting. Could you? And this room is just a generic house. It's got holes in.
Yeah.
It's not, whereas the studio is going to be almost hermetically sealed. It's going to be ridiculous. So
I use my aircon for heating as well.
Mine will do as well. And it's also a dehumidifier as well.
Oh, nice one. I wonder if mine is. Oh, that's a good point.
So it's a bit more. It's quite an expensive one they've spec'd, but it's nice. David's. We've got to say thank you to David. Thank you, David. That's very kind of you. He says, "Evening, gentlemen. Hope all is good with you and to you, David. Thank you again. That'll be
your generosity."
2 Aperol spritzes.
Oh gosh, we might get
absolutely plastered.
Well, a little bit quiffy.
Yes.
And Nedamido says, "I think Naben means Guten Abend." That's good evening in German, right? Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Nedamido. So he wasn't trying to call us knobends.
Wouldn't be the first person who called me it.
Definitely. That's pretty much regular occurrence for me. Hollywood actress. Also, anyone seen the latest Captain Anderson's Instagram post on Les Pauls? They sold all their custom shop 59s. Went super quick. Obviously, people got a lot of cash to spend on new guitars. Wow. I'm really surprised about that. Gosh, I'm really surprised about that, because I would have thought that people are starting to hanker down for a bit.
Because let's face it, it's all going to get a bit expensive soon with electricity and gas and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Just the right time to be opening a recording studio.
Yeah. David Bro says, "Where's Lee? I need your help, mate." Okay,
fair enough.
Lee, well, who asked that question? Sorry, I missed it.
That was David Brose.
Oh, David, if we can help, let us know.
Yeah. Hollywood actress says 600 quid.
Oh, for your
yes, for the
nice.
Yeah.
Nedamido, why would anyone, including Brian May, use a former coin as a plectrum? What are the benefits? It's the sound of it. So it has a. Go and watch the video. That's all I can say.
Even these 2 coins, one made of copper, one made of nickel, I'm guessing, whatever the old 10 pence were made of, they sound different. They sound totally different.
They do sound different. And if you listen to Brian May's tone, you can. It's got that sort of sound about it, that really sort of sharp pick attack. It's almost really interesting. Huh?
Almost raspy.
Yeah, it gives like a real. It's very bright. It's great. It's it's really worth experimenting with. Mississippi Blues, thanks for the advice on using buffers on a pedal board. Just got the UA FX Dreams pedal. Nice. What's your take on pedal amps? Done loads of videos on pedal amps.
Yeah.
I've not tried any of the UA FX amp pedals. I've tried all their effects and they're great.
They're not going to be rubbish, are they? They've got some smart guys working there who are all great guitar players.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I think it'd be fantastic. And you'll have a great time with that. And if it was me, that would probably be the one that I would buy as well.
Yeah.
Ben Mayers says, "What are some good guitar, heavy jazz fusion type bands? I'd like to find some good complex guitar music and love jazz, but most jazz I found online doesn't have much guitar."
Pat Metheny. Pat Metheny's got to be up there as a guitar player. Robin Ford's got to be up there. John McLaughlin's got to be up there.
If you want guitar heavy jazz, and not necessarily like heavy, if you want fusion, like Guthrie Govern's, most of his stuff is like that. Who's Martin Miller?
Who's the other guy I'm thinking of?
Tom Quayle is probably, I mean, he's one of the greatest guitar players I think ever, and he's very.
Robin Ford. Say Robin Ford's up there for me. Bloody hell! Who's the guy? Mate of Steve Lukather's. Another one of the LA Session crew from that era. Mike Landau, those sort of guys, all amazing.
Mike Landau is more of a pop. I think Larry Carlton.
Larry Carlton is the other one I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
those guys are amazing.
I'm not really into jazz or jazz fusion. Okay, if you want to get to, like real sort of nerdy stuff, probably Frank Gambale.
Oh, I love Frank Gambale.
Oh God, mate.
I mean, he shouldn't sing.
Oh my God, I'm not saying he's not amazing. He's an amazing guitar player, but yeah, and if you want something that's like completely out there, who's the English guy that passed?
Go past?
No, headless guitar. Come on,
Alan Holdsworth.
Holdsworth, yeah. I mean, you can't get more out there fusion than that.
Yeah.
I can't.
Alan Holdsworth. If you like heavy jazz, Alan Holdsworth is the way forward.
I haven't got a clue what's going on with it. It makes no sense to me at all. That's not to say it's not brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, but just not for me.
Yeah.
Jerome says, "Good evening, guys. A few weeks ago, I picked up a Rev D20. Nice one. The UA Golden and UA Starlight, and it sounds immense in my Tone King Duelist and Mini Fuzz Germanium. That's a great setup.
That's a great rig, yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I miss my Rev D20. I don't know why I sold that. Awesome piece of kit.
Yeah, I never really. I must admit, it was a bit too flat pedal platform for me.
Right.
It didn't move me emotionally. At which point I was like, why am I keeping this if it's not doing a thing? I get its place in the world. I wish actually, because they brought out, they brought out a G20.
Yeah.
About a year or so later, and I think that's the one I should have bought.
Yes. Yeah, I think the D20 was brilliant. I think it was the perfect. That is the perfect pedal. It made pedals sound brilliant, and not like people say, "Oh, I'll just go and get a Fender Deluxe for as a pedal platform." To me, the D20 was just perfect because it compressed in a really nice way. I think, and I'm not a massive Rev fan of anything they've done, but the D20 was great. Still married, apparently. Came Uncle P. Nice.
Good work. I think that's to be celebrated these days.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Ben Mayer says, speaking of money, while you're offering, do you both make your living exclusively off music-related stuff? What's the breakdown of how much comes from what parts of the industry, gig and recording? That's a great question.
Great question. Do you want to go first?
Yes. I make 100% of my living off of the music industry. So I've got a company called DWB Music Limited, which is a publishing company and production, mixing, that sort of stuff. I own that with two other guys, and we have sold millions of songs all over the world and that sort of thing. So anyway, I won't go too much into that. And that enables me to do this, which is doesn't earn very much at all, which is doing some YouTube stuff. So the majority of the money I earn comes off of DWB Music and off of songwriting royalties, PRS, productions, mixing, that sort of stuff. Go on, you can go.
Okay, so like Paul, I am 100% a fully paid up muso tech dude. This is where my living comes from. I would say probably 50% of my income comes from real life sessions, as in where I record myself playing for other people's tracks. In some cases, I am their entire band. In some cases, I am the drummer or just the drummer and the bass player. The other chunk of dough, let's go 30% of that. I'd probably say 40% comes from my work with Antelope Audio and various other brands like DSP and Studio Spares and stuff like that, making their sort of corporate training videos, things like that. And another chunk of my work comes from live events, be that playing or engineering.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice,
So
nice.
I'm one of these people. I would get if I just did one thing. I could never be a 9 to 5er. I've tried it and hated it. I like to do lots of different things, and that keeps my brain interested because there's always something new to learn, and that to me is far more important than. Okay, I do have to keep a roof over mine and my family's head, but my educational challenge, if you like, is as much part of my day to day as actually thinking, right, where's the next couple of quid coming from?
Nice.
It's an idealistic place to be, I know, but hey. Here we go.
Mr. Moxie, thank you, sir. He says, did you see any of the Taylor Hawkins tribute? Some emotional moments indeed. Josh Homme, is it Homme or Homme?
I thought it was Hom.
I think the E is pronounced as well. I think it's Homme. Yeah, anyway.
Him from that band from Queens.
Yeah, him from that band. Doing Let's Dance by David Bowie was great. Do you know, I've seen some of the highlights. Was the actual concert shown on TV?
I don't know. I don't know. I think if it is, I would definitely want to watch it. It looked amazing. And I've seen lots of sort of this sort of video.
Yes, I've seen lots of videos like that. What I thought was amazing was Taylor Hawkins' son playing drums. Do you see him? It's like his dad. It was amazing.
It was like
he hits it. He hits it the same. It's like just like proper. You know that he's going to be great.
Yeah,
bless him. I mean, you know what amount of crap they've been through. You know, not just you know just before his death, but you know he's been through some stuff in the past, and you know his family must have all been affected by that.
Yes.
Bless him.
But yeah, if it is on telly, I'm damn sure I'll be watching it.
Damn sure. Jonathan McCulloch says, "Evening, chaps. I've got nice. I've got the 2x12 Mezza. Now, didn't realise the Kemper is apparently a mono powered unit. I run stereo from the left-right output, but the volume is pretty low. So, can you PT1?
That's part one. Can you?
Or 2, recommend a pedal amp. I can run stereo. Chat. Thanks. Okay, so can we go back? Can you go back to the other question a sec? So let me get this right. So Kemper released.
Kemper has a mono power amp. If he's got the Kemper with a power amp in it, it's got a mono power amp.
I didn't realise that. What were Kemper thinking of? Okay, I mean, what I would do, I would honestly consider doing this. I'd sell your powered Kemper, Jonathan, and I'd go and buy an unpowered Kemper. You're going to save loads of money on that.
And then get a 2020 valve state 1U rack.
I wouldn't get a valve state, but go and get yourself a nice Mezza Boogie power amp. They're peanuts at the moment in comparison to what they were because people don't use them. Go and get yourself a nice valve power amp, 50/50 or something, and just be done with it because that is disgusting. I can't believe that Kemper, they give you a mono power amp.
Get a dual 100 mono block Marshall. That thing sounds incredible. As long as you don't want to lift it.
The big gold one. The gold one. So good.
So good.
Yeah. But those, you know, like people don't want those. People don't want those rack power amp, you know, guitar power amps anymore. So
Steve Barrett, as in Guitar Log, that's what he used to gig with us.
Did he?
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
I bet it did, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I think that's terrible. You know, like the powered Kemper costs quite a bit more than a non-powered one. And then, you know, to not have a stereo power, it's got a stereo effects loop in it. What are they thinking? That's really bad. Learning Guitar and General Nonsense says, "Evening, guys. What's your thoughts on getting a guitar plecked? Seems expensive. Just wondering if it's worth it. It is so worth it.
I've never done it, but if you've got a guitar that's worth it, it's worth it.
I've had quite a few pleck guitars, and they've all been absolutely perfect. And also with a pleck machine as well. If you're the thing that a lot of guitar luthiers can't deal with when they're dealing with frets is like if your fretboard's got a curvature in it. Now I've had a guitar with a curvature in it on the neck. Pleck machine can sort all that out. It's absolutely fantastic. I'd highly recommend it, and you won't regret it.
Mm.
I don't know what it is now. I can't remember what. I was going to get my master built and my red. What you call them? What did someone called it a name? Was it you? Huh?
Hulk and Iron Man.
Iron Man. That's it. It was you, wasn't it? Yeah, I was going to get that pleked. But the waiting list from Charlie Chandler's Guitar Experience was horrendous. So I was just like, oh, do you know what? I'm not gonna. I can live with it, and then when things calm down, maybe I'll do it. Kurt Rosenwinkel.
I think these are suggestions for serious hardcore jazzers.
Oh, I thought we're just doing comedy names now. Okay. Simon Cook, Ben Mayers, check out Nick Fletcher. There we go. Nice one. Good suggestion. I don't know them. I'll have to check them out. Where are we? I see where we are. Thanks, Simon. Nedamido, Recoin Plectrum. I missed it if you said it. What video should I watch? Just type in. I can't remember what it is.
Company, probably in an hour into Google, you'll find it.
Let me just see it because I've got the channel open. Let me just see if I can quickly see if I can find it. No, Highland. Let me just put.
Oh, excuse me. Disgraceful behaviour.
Hold on, let me have a quick look. I can't find it. It's definitely. I mean, I did it. I reckon a couple of years ago now. Type in something like the best £10 or.
Yes, that's the one. The best £10 money can buy, or something like that, isn't it?
Okay, the best. Okay, let me have a look. Best. Okay, let me have a quick look. If I can find the link. I can't find it. I'm sure David. Let me see if David. Just so I'm not sort of spending hours looking for that video. David, yeah, if you don't mind having a quick look, I'm sure David knows exactly where it is.
I'm sure you'll find it.
Yes, and we didn't know the Highland Plectrum Company before that. I had a couple of beers one night and was looking on Reverb and went, I know what I should buy, because I saw these gorgeous things and I bought one and then we sort of built up a relationship since.
And here we go, yeah.
David Bro says, Ben, check out the Yellow Jackets' first two albums, great fusion. Now, who was the guitar player in Yellow Jackets? Was that Robin Ford? Yeah. For a while, I think they've used other people as well, haven't they?
Well, they're primarily a 4-piece, as in
what's
Pistorius and drums. Pardon?
Was Pistorius in the Yellow Jackets?
No, that was Weather Report.
Ah, that's who I'm thinking. Who's in the Yellow Jackets?
Russell Ferrante piano. I forgot the rest of them. I've forgotten. Bob Mixer on horns. Not names you would necessarily have heard.
Thank God for that.
But Robin Ford was their guitar player for the first couple of albums. I think, just such a great noise.
Really?
Yeah.
Would I listen to it and go, "This is I don't understand"?
No, you wouldn't. You'd love it. You'd really like it.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I'll play you a Yellow Jacket track at the weekend, and you'll go, "Oh, I like this."
Okay, great. Let's do that.
Really cool.
Let's do that. Steve Mills says Gibson claimed they plek this custom shops already. Wouldn't bother pleking a PRS. I've had a PRS that could have done with a plek. Anyway, yeah. What did you guys think about Taylor Hawkins tribute concerts? From what we've seen, absolutely amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I thought Liam Gallagher was a strange opening choice.
I didn't see that bit.
Yeah, he was the opening act.
Did he not really shine?
He did try and get a shine in it. He did. He tried to get it in. Looking forward to the American leg of the tour that they're doing. Seeing who's going to be on that. Be great. Andy Guitar Live said, good evening, Paul and James, and everybody watching. Evening, Andy Guitar. John Waller says, afternoon, gents, from an airport in Indianapolis. Fingers crossed my flight isn't cancelled again. Oh, mate.
Oh, that always sucks.
It does suck. Aaron is in the house. He said, just unbox the NG355. Wow, I love it. Hold on. What's an NG355? Hold on. Oh, it's Liam Gallagher. Of course it is.
Yes.
Noel Gallagher. The Noel Gallagher. Which one?
Yes.
Which one? Is that
Interesting? They've called it a 355 though, not a 3. He's called it a 355, not a 335.
Ah, so maybe they did, maybe they got that wrong. Maybe they did actually get it wrong then.
Maybe
because it is a 355.
Yes, because it's got the.
Nice. So did you buy, Aaron? Did you buy the Gibson or the? Oh no, that's the Gibson one. That's the Full Monty one.
Yeah,
nice. Oh mate, yeah. Oh, awesome. I'd love to try that. What you've got to do though, Aaron, just for authenticity, you've got to go and get like a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, turn the gain up full, and then start playing open chords on it with the capo on the what fret is it?
All of them.
Oh yeah, and just start playing open chords so you can't actually hear like all the intervals in the chord. No, sorry, that's my.
Can you get off that high horse for a minute, please?
Okay, Taylor Hawkins' gig was on YouTube. Oh wow!
No, I'm doing tonight when we get off this.
God, yeah, I'm so watching that. I've seen snippets of it, and I know, Aaron, I know you're a massive Gallagher fan, and I'm only messing about.
He's not. He's not.
No, I'm very jealous of that guitar though. That it looks awesome. Ben Mayer says tips for overcoming a lack of desire to play. Big parties are mostly doing audio at church now. I feel a lot of times. Like lots of music just seems simple and the same. Never stop listening though. That's a really good.
Okay, so mostly doing audio at church. So the first thing you need to do is get out and play. Is actually do it. Find some people to play with. You've got a perfectly good example. You've got a perfectly good community of people, and generally, the vast majority of church musicians tend to be really useful players.
Yeah.
Our buddy Joey Hession, who plays at Saddleback in California, I've only ever actually seen him play a couple of times, and he's got a guitar collection worthy of museum status, and I'm like, this guy's got a lot. I really hope he can play. Turns out he really can, which is kind of good. But yeah. Perfectly good community of people there who probably just want to do the same thing as you do. Just play, even if it's just covers in a pub or whatever. Just play, just have some fun and play. One of the things I'm missing is those spontaneous moments that happen on stage, even when you're doing covers and you go off in a tangent and stuff happens. I really loved that on gigs. One of the things about gigs was playing to a ding dong 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 ding and knowing how the set was going to go, because that's how the set went.
Yeah. You're right. Sometimes that flying by the seat of your pants is really interesting.
It certainly will be this weekend.
Yeah, but it can be, and actually can be quite scary. But it's actually the adrenaline. You have to you get yourself through it, and I hear what you're saying. Okay, tips for overcoming lack of desire to play. I think just have a break from it. Listen to something that inspires you. Find some music that really inspires you, which it seems like you're doing anyway. I think sometimes you can have a break and then come back to it and you can feel all inspired again. Yeah, you're probably just a bit burnt out, to be honest. Especially, I mean, I don't know, Ben, if you're doing the church audio full time, that's a full-time job for you, or if it's you're working 9 to 5 during the week, and then at the weekend you're doing church audio, and there's just no time to do it, and you're burnt out, mate. You need a break.
Music, recording, songwriting, playing, all these are muscles that need to be exercised. People say, I've never written a good song. Well, how many songs have you written? 3. When you got to 300 and you haven't written a good song, that's the point to start thinking, what am I doing wrong? But you've just got to do it. You've just got to do it. And if you don't do it, you won't get better at it. You wouldn't expect to do the 110 meters hurdles having never jumped over a hurdle before.
Yeah. What about? I mean, I wouldn't recommend anyone to go and spend money, but go and buy like a pedal or something that that you've always wanted, or something that's
an online course to get your teeth into.
Another good one.
and do it at a pace that suits you. But even if you say, right, I used to have this with pupils, please, I don't want you to do an hour every day. I want you to do 5 minutes a day, because 5 minutes a day becomes a habit. Then 5 minutes might become 10 minutes because you might get into it and be enjoying it. And then 10 minutes a day becomes an hour a day before you realize.
Yeah.
I know. God, it's very much a case of do as I say, not as I do. Because these days, I'd love to find an hour a day to be out of practice. But at the moment, in my current environment, it's not very fair on my neighbours. Yeah. Trust me, when I get down there, I'll be able to put some serious woodshedding in. I mean, I have done my 10,000 hours. You know, I've definitely been there. I'd probably done my 10,000 hours by my 20th birthday, because I was come home from school, do an hour, 2 hours practice every day.
Yeah.
Not necessarily always the right type of practice, but certainly practice. You know. So.
Yeah, I hope you get through it, Ben. I know you feel, mate. I know you feel. It's almost like
everybody hits the wall.
Absolutely. You just got to, Sean says, hello, everyone. Hi, Sean. Nedamido, Josh Homme, pronounced Homme. There we go.
Homme. There you go.
Starting at 4:30 to 11 on YouTube. Starting live at 4:30 to 11 on YouTube.
I'm sure it'll be on. It's probably on YouTube.
Oh man, I hope you haven't missed it. I hope
it'll be on again.
Great. Watched a lot. Haha. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. I'll definitely watch that. Sit down with the boy. Ben says it's almost like my guitar playing is depressed, but I'm in no way depressed. Lol. I love listening to guitar and music, but lack the will to play a lot.
What do you practice? Do you practice along to? Because when I was a kid, and even now, I'll put a CD on, like a Pink Floyd CD or a Gary Moore CD. Certainly when I was drumming, I used to play along to CDs because that gets you. You're playing along with one of your greats, and you'll get a sense of time, a sense of how they play how they feel and how they move tempo and stuff like that. But you play along to CDs, play along to records. It's how we all did it in the past.
Can I just say I've been, because one of the songs we're doing on Saturday is Every Breath You Take, and I've been playing along with it on YouTube. And it's it's not ever so slightly flat. It's like a quarter flat. And it's like comedy. It's comedy. It's the same with Mr. Brightside, because Mr. Brightside's in C sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to get my head thinking in D.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing along with it in D, and that semitone difference between, but I just want to turn the guitar and the bass off and just play with the drum and the vocals and tune it up if I could. Tune it up.
But CDs generally, I mean, and if you've got stuff, there are so many different devices you can get that allow you to change the speed and the pitch and stuff as you go along. That maybe if you've got a couple £100 worth of investment you can make, that's not going to hold you back. There are plenty of devices that mean you can tweak and play along. Obviously drums are slightly different because you haven't got to worry about pitch, but CDs are mostly pretty much A440. I learn all Gary Moore's solos. I'd love to say I learnt them note for note. Whether I can play them note for note is a different scenario, but David Gilmour's stuff, I learned all that note for note.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they start doing their own thing and going off on tangents and stuff, that gives you the facility and the musical dexterity to go off and do your own thing. It's great.
Yeah, I agree. Ned says it was a beautiful tribute shown live on MTV YouTube channel. It was almost 6 hours long. Wolfgang Van Halen, Justin Hawkins from the Darkness of Queen, and them Crooked Vultures were amazing. Nice fun. Rush were great. Rush played. Wow. It was an emotional evening. I even cried a little. I've seen the Foos twice live, but Taylor was a stranger to me, and yet it hurt a lot when he passed. A universally liked guy, I'm guessing.
I have loved, I think it should have been.
Loved. Oh, he loved it. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I first heard of him when he played with Alanis Morissette.
yeah, me too. I remember seeing Alanis Morissette on some British music TV and just going,
Probably the
"Who the hell
word
is
like that.
It
Yeah,
was something like that. And going, who the hell is that drummer?
Yeah.
He was unbelievable. Even then, he was just.
And everyone went, and everyone said Foo Fighters. Yeah, Taylor Hawkins. The daft thing is, in the Foo Fighters, 3 great drummers.
3?
3.
Go on.
Dave,
Grohl, yeah.
Taylor, and their producer Butch Vig.
Oh yeah. So true.
Because of course he's the drummer with Garbage.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ben Mayers, is music publishing a good avenue to look into for jobs in the industry in its current state? What are some of the things one can do for working for a publisher? Yeah, it is. It is a good thing. I'd say you really need to know, understand music publishing, which is something that luckily I don't have to get into because there's 3 of us in the company and Greg is the expert in music publishing. So that's Greg's side of the business, but yeah, it is good. It's good. It's not as good as it used to be by any means. In the 80s or 90s, 70s, well, up to the mid sort of late 90s, up to Napster.
Yeah,
it used to be absolutely fantastic. And
thanks, Shawn Michaels, if you're listening.
Thanks who?
Shawn Michaels, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Is it Shawn Michaels?
Shawn.
What was that?
Don't know. It's my phone telling me stuff.
Oh, okay. Yes, whoever. Yeah. And then it drastically went down. Luckily, we started the company after that time. It's been going for about more than 20 years now. But yeah, so yeah, Greg works really hard and he's really good at that side of the business.
I've just had a brilliant message from my wife.
Oh yeah.
And it's a link to, do you know Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app? Like a neighborhood thing.
All right. No. Yeah. Go on.
It's a £200 Ludwig drum kit.
All right.
And my wife's saying, I'm not encouraging you, but this might be worth more for you to sell on eBay.
Is it?
I'm just having a quick look. It's not many pictures, to be honest.
Yeah, but is it like a vintage Ludwig or?
No.
Oh, so do they do like Far Eastern
They
make?
Well, this is OEM, unfortunately.
Oh, mate,
no, it's not even worth somebody else's barge pole.
Nice though.
Probably the hardware's worth more than that.
Is it?
And the village of Stebbing is only 2.9 miles from where I am. So,
you might as well buy it. And then if you think the hardware's worth more than that,
yeah. No, at the moment, got bigger fish to fry, as they say. Moving on.
Flapamzi Z says Ben Mayer's listening to Zhivago by Kurt Rosenwinkel. Now, how can we say this? How can we make this even more comedy?
Kurt Rosenwinkel.
Rosenwinkel will prick your ears up. I like Rosenwinkel.
Yes. Rosenwinkel, yes.
Richard Paul with his lovely blue jean Les Paul. That's such a nice guitar. That
it's a lovely guitar, isn't it?
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm soon beginning to realise that working in a guitar shop isn't as romantic as I thought it would be. Yeah. Oh, Richard, you work in down in Bonners, don't you, in Eastbourne?
Yes. Yeah.
Recently turned 50, and I thought I'd opt for a slower paced career. How wrong? It can be quite fun though. The only thing that I found when I used to work I was like 19.
When are we going down to Eastbourne for the day?
Well, whenever we go.
We should just go down there.
I could do with getting out. I'd be well happy about that. We could have done it when it was a bit sunny.
Yeah, but then you don't want to go out, do you? You want to stay in the garden and drink.
No, I'm up for that. I'm up for go and see Richard if you want. We go down to
Richard.
You know
get
what,
in touch.
It's so cheap to stay in Eastbourne. We'll just stay overnight, go out for a couple of beers, see if Richard wants to come out as well.
All right, sounds like a plan. We'll do that.
Beers encouraged. We do that. Okay, there we go.
If we do it on a Wednesday night, we could do the show from down there as well.
Yeah, we'll get Richard in a bit of a state so he can't get to work on Thursday.
Us never.
Never. Yes. Yeah. When I used to work in a music shop, I sort of, I think it's quite easy to lose the lust for the excitement of guitars, maybe because there's so much coming in. Bonner, you've got some good stuff in Bonners as well.
The problem I found, Richard, is that if anyone who's ever walked into a music shop and actually wanted to buy something, is it's very easy, unless the staff are motivated, it's very easy to become guitar shop proprietor stroke the person who is so down treading on every other musician who walks into the shop.
Yeah,
it's like, and there is a certain shop in Brighton that I always get that vibe from.
No, we're gonna tell us off for slagging that shop off. We can't do that.
Don't care. It's my experience, and there. I want to go into when I go to see the guys at Sound Attack. They're always cheerful and lovely and happy and jolly. I don't get that vibe of, how dare you walk in our shop and want to spend money with us, which I do at that shop in Brighton. Sorry, I'll stop now. It's like you and you.
No, I agree with you.
Your Oasis slagging.
No, I agree with that. I completely agree. It's nice to go into a music shop and they're still passionate. I think the good thing is, Richard, is working in a guitar shop. I think you sometimes get opportunities to go and do other things. Like there's so many reps that come in, and then you might meet a rep one day and he goes, "Oh, we're looking for someone to do something like that," and then I know quite a few guys
selling high-tech audio gear.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway.
And you never know who walks in your door while you're playing guitar, and someone goes, "Oh, I like that," and then.
Do you know that old story? Crowded House were playing, and Sting, Andy Summers, and come on, brain, Stuart Copeland went to see them. I think they're in Australia, and Sting stood outside their dressing room and sang "Weather with You," and they realised it was Sting, and they then sang "Do do 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 da da da" from inside their dressing room. And Sting walked off because he hates that song. but there's some classic Crowded House stories where they turned up and they played to like 3 people and did their full show and gave it all the beans. And one of those people was ex important promoter manager. I can't remember the exact details, but you never know who's in the audience. You never know who's going to walk in the shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, my first ever big recording job when I first bought my own studio setup I was on the train. I've probably told this story before. I was on the train talking to the girl from accounts who just processed my order for like 10 grand's worth of kit. And she said, "Oh, what are you going to do with it all?" So, well, I've got the setup, blah, 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 blah. And this guy leant over from the seat opposite, handed me his card and said, "We need someone to do some audio recording. Give me a call." And that led to a 25 grand job.
Nice. There you go.
There you go.
Andy Guitar says, all of my guitars are plecked. I once worked on a pleck machine. Generation 1. It will be as good as the person setting up the machine. That's what I can tell from experience. Nice one. Duncan says, good evening, Studio X. Evening, Duncan. Seeing Taylor's son drum My Hero was a performance from the lad. Yeah, that was absolutely. I thought that was.
If that doesn't launch his career as well, it's like I don't know if she was on. I'm hoping she was on this show, but there's a girl from Ipswich.
She was. Yeah, she was.
Who Nandy Bushell, and her original claim to fame was she played drums on the Argos Christmas advert.
Did she?
That was her thing, and she's a great drummer. She's going to be a world class drummer.
She's really young, isn't she?
She's Diddy, yeah, she's great. but she's very lucky. She's young. She's enthusiastic. She's very infectious, but she's great, and she's gonna be a monster drummer.
That's great, isn't it?
Mm.
Hold on,
But her and Dave Grohl, the Foos were really tight.
Yeah,
love them.
Sean says, "Morning from down under." We get a lot of Aussies, don't we?
We do.
How do you get through a lack of inspiration patch as a professional?
Beer. No.
Now that's a really good question, and quite similar to
the other one.
Yes, I've forgotten to ask it now. Sorry. Plow through. Again, it's either plow through, take a break, or plow through.
Both. Take a break and then go back hard. Go hard or go home.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely been burnt out in my life.
Yeah, loads of times.
Especially music, because it becomes, your hobby becomes your career, and then, what you love to do, then has to pay the added stress of it is. Yeah.
At this point, we should.
Z Peps says, "Hello, my British fellows. I'm just going to get the Boss EV30 for my Cat 50. I suppose I can assign to several effects to the unit, right? Thank you." Well, thank you very much, Z Peps, for your generosity. Yes, you can. Yes. I've actually got one on my an EV30 on my Axe Effects pedal board. Yeah, it's really good, really heavy duty, really well made. You'll have a lovely time with that.
So there we go. Boom. Hang on.
No, we go.
Just done that one. There we go.
Hold on. Before you do that, David has sent the video link. Here we go. I'm going to put the link. Who asked about the Plectrum video? It was
somebody.
No. Hold on. I hate not getting. I've got the shortest
attention span.
Was it Ned? Was it Ned Amida? It must have been. I think it was Ned.
So, yeah. Whoever it was. Okay. Yeah.
Let me post. So here's a link, Ned, to the YouTube video. Don't all go and watch it now.
It also occurred to me I haven't actually posted the link to the show. So if anybody wants to join us, they can do. So just post the show link.
I can't. Okay, hold on a sec. I can't.
You have posted. You have.
It has posted.
Yes.
It says here an error occurred. No, I see.
It's posted.
Just on Facebook. Okay.
It's posted.
Yeah, so it's on the YouTube channel. Where are we?
There.
Simon Cook says Dane Alderson bass on. It's the bassist with the Yellow Jacket. Superb. Saw them for the 6th time at Ronnie Scott's last April. Nice one.
I think he's the current bass player. He's not the original bass player. The original bass player.
It wasn't Patitucci, was it? Or
no, it wasn't. No, he was too busy with Chick Corea at the time.
Right. God, that man can overplay as well. How's your studio build going? Says Sean. God, I'll let you say it. Go on.
There'll be a video going out tomorrow.
Tomorrow or Friday?
Or Friday. Once Paul's worked out which one's which. But it's going well. We are definitely back in the stride of things again. With the amount of water that's falling from the sky, it's very good. It's watertight now, which is great. All good. All good in the right way. Thank you very much.
Video coming. Video on its way.
Video on its way.
I know, but it's a great guitar, even if you don't like Noel. Yes, absolutely. Honestly, I'm super jealous of that guitar. I bet that's an absolute beauty. I'd love to. I think that's a great. I think I'd way prefer that to a 335. I think. Aaron plays "Slide Away" first, the best song on the album that wasn't a single. Yeah, that is a good tune. It
is a good tune.
The tunes are great. Absolutely. Play Some Might Say. Nedamido, Ben Maz, is there any music that you love wholeheartedly and that you get inspired by if you play those songs? Maybe the creative playing could help that way. That's a good thing.
Guitar, anything Gilmore.
I've got another one. Get a baritone.
Ooh, that'll send you in a new direction.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, or try some alternate tunings. But I think Ned's comment about, are there any tracks or music that you get inspired by?
I could. I used to be able to play every guitar part on Pink Floyd Pulse, the whole double album, because I loved it. I absolutely adored that record. Likewise, Wild Frontier by Gary Moore, I could play nearly every part on it.
Nice.
Still got the blues. It's just, that's my. I could play that stuff in my sleep because I genuinely love playing it so much. If I could find a band that would have me on guitar to play that stuff really, really well, that'd be great. I'd love that. I know nobody would ever come and see us, but I really wouldn't care.
Richard says, Paul, you mentioned Chandler's earlier. The tech here at Bonners used to work there. Oh, Total Wizard, nice one. Oh, that should be our trip down to down to Bonners, because Richard, I think that would be, because I didn't know that, and if he worked at Chandler's, he's obviously top draw, and that could be a good way of us doing a little bit of promotion for Bonners, and also maybe we could do something like, like a promotional video or something for you guys, where James and myself bring a guitar down, and then we talk to your tech, that sort of thing. That could be interesting, couldn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. Simon Cook says, Ben, check out Jam in backing tracks YouTube. Oh, that's so true. That's so
Very
good.
true.
Yeah, I found them fairly recently as well. Those sort of blues backing tracks and soft rock backing tracks. They're great.
I've got all the Neville Martin ones from Blues Headlines back on Guitarist magazine from years ago.
Yeah. Every breath you take, get transcribe and change the pitch a few cents. There you go. Steve Ball says, Retailer Hawkins tribute gig. I think there's a highlight show on Channel 5 UK tonight at midnight. Oh, nice. And the gig was mixed by Bob Clearmountain. Jeez. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
It's going to sound pretty bloody good, isn't it?
Yeah, that would sound good. I did think the drums sounded exceptionally good. So, and that's Bob Clearmountain. Yeah, that's his bag. Jesus. It's kicking off here with thunder and lightning, very, very frightening.
Galileo.
Yeah, Figaro. Anyway, John Freese, Dave Bro says, John Freese seems like the likely choice for replacement is named. Josh Freese, sorry. Yes. Seems like who's Josh Freese? I know the name. Hello?
I'm just trying to think. I thought he was a guitar player and bass player.
Hold on.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's funny. Who is going to be? No, he's a drummer. Who is going to be the replacement? Let's have a look. Joshua Ryan Freese, an American session drummer. He is the son of tuba soloist Stan Freese. Who's he played with? Dirty Heads, Jihad, Black Light Burns, Viva Death, Vandal, Sublime, 9 Inch Nails. There we go. Guns N' Roses, Suicidal Tendencies.
There
we
sounds
go.
like the right resume to me.
Yeah. Nice. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard shoes to fill, though, isn't it?
Definitely.
Mr. Aiton's in the house. Evening all. I am very late. You are, sir.
You are. Should we at this point pause and look at latest gear and stuff and have a couple of chats? I've got something I want to show you. Do you want
to do that first or do after?
Yeah, do this bit first. It's potentially very dull. I think I've mentioned these before.
No, don't show us it. If you, unless you can do it now.
I'm going to do it now.
Oh, okay.
Do it now. So, our friends from the Swedish furniture manufacturer.
Oh yes.
Make these little puppies.
Okay. It's quite handy, isn't it?
Yeah, three USB A's and a USB A and a USB C. Quite
Can I make
pokey enough to
can I make a
charge
suggestion?
your what?
Why don't you just get USB sockets, the sockets that have got USB the sockets in?
I've got them as well, but these are going to go up in the lighting rig to be able to power cameras. They don't need to be able to power loads of stuff.
No.
But what's the problem with these? You put them in a lighting rig in amongst sort of loads of dark things. They're like, hello, we're white.
Oh. Ah, there you
So
go.
special matte plastic friendly spray paint.
Oh, that's a good thought. Do you know, that wouldn't bother me at all, but I get you. Nice.
So yeah, so these are about £3.99, £4 from £4.50 from IKEA.
That's great.
And they say they now do a USB-C one as well. So yeah, I've got a few of those, and they're going to be up in the lighting rig to power cameras and pointless stuff. There you go.
So
right, so now I've bought what you were doing.
Okay, there's a few things actually today. Share screen. Let's just do the entire screen. There we go. Right, first one. Look at that.
That's very cool.
Airbnb. You can rent the house in Romania. I think that's pretty cool. I don't think they've got actual internal pictures. No, they haven't. No, but I quite like that. A bit of a silly one to start with. Right, you're talking about silly ones to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, someone has invented right. And if it wasn't the middle of at the beginning of September, I'd have thought this was an April Fool's joke.
Right.
So someone's invented a pickup with a valve. Right. Right. Okay. So not only does it look stupid,
how the hell are you going to power it?
Well, there's that as well. There's that. How? Yeah. Do you want to know how much it is?
$3,000.
Oh, come on! You're not far off. $2,200.
So I'm actually not far off.
No. I mean, why? What?
The answer, because you can, is not the right answer.
Now, I'll tell you what we'll do.
Is it a bass pickup?
No, you can. They've got a bass version. Right. Do you want to see how stupid this thing looks? Let's do this. Can I get rid of that? I mean, do you know what? That's the sort of thing I can imagine bass players. Look, it's got about what's going on?
It's not pretty, is it?
Look, what is that about?
Right. What's he doing with his right hand for a start?
Hey, mate, exactly. See, that is the sort of player that would do that sort of thing. Stop. Why are you that far up the neck, first of all? You're a bass player. Stay down this end. There we go.
Calm now.
Oh, bass players. They're special breed bass players, aren't they?
One of a kind. Some of a kind.
I know we sort of talked about this last week, but the Duke of Tone is out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Considering the waiting list on a King of Tone, and I'm not sure if there is so much of a waiting list on the Prince of Tone, but I think that's quite exciting, and in a mini pedal as well, and hopefully that will stop the stupid scalping that's going on Reverb and.
How much?
It's a good question. It is $149.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sort of standard price of an overdrive pedal. I think it's pretty exciting. Definitely get my hands on one of them, I think. I thought this looked really cool. Look at that.
That is a bit awesome.
That is awesome, isn't it? So this is the Nigel Hendroff signature Gretsch Penguin. Really like that one. Not so keen on that one.
I'm not a fan of the headstock, I have to admit. It's a bit.
It's the old. What's the big one? the big white falcon. White falcon,
Yeah.
headstock.
Yeah.
Not cheap though. 3,299 euro.
Yeah.
It looks great though, doesn't it?
Does. It looks amazing.
I don't know anything about Nigel Hendroff. So
I suspect you can play.
I expect you can. Yeah. Yeah, nice though. I think it looks really cool. Fender Japan International Color Stratocaster limited edition. What do you think?
They look a bit washed out.
They look a bit cheap.
They look a bit washed out. The colours look a bit washed out and not very great. If I'm honest,
I think that they look a bit weird.
I like the big 70s headstock. If I'm honest, I do like that.
It's got the old bullet truss rod as well. Look.
Yeah, I like that. But I think if it was a dirty, beaten up sunburst, it would look way cooler.
Yeah, I think the only one that I like out of that, believe it or not, is this Sahara Talk.
Oh no! Well, at least.
Do you?
If I had to have one, it'd be the blue one. The only talking about Strats, the only guitar I thought that's gone way under what it should have gone for, and if I had a couple more quid, I would have bought it. Was the Eric Johnson Signature?
Oh, nice!
It went for 900 quid.
Oh, that was a good price.
Yes.
Yeah, nice guitar as well.
I'd have been very unpopular if I bought two guitars.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's that. Now they're not cheap. Where are they? Oh no, it's only in yen. I'm guessing that they're only a Japanese. I mean, you probably get imports, but anyway.
Yeah, but still.
I thought this was really exciting. They're opening a Gibson garage or garage in London.
Ooh,
is quite exciting. So I don't know where it's going to be. Let's have a look. Denmark Street. It's a potentially somewhere in Denmark Street area.
Well, it makes sense. It's the most famous music shop street in the world.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really exciting. So we'll definitely pop up there.
As long as they don't do what Denmark Street music shop's been doing for years, and just jumping from one side of the street to the other.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for centuries. If that is actually a brand new shop, obviously it won't be a new shop, but just, turning the downstairs of Roker's into a Gibson shop is not making it a Gibson garage. That's just putting a new name above the shop.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that the bigger brands are starting to take over Denmark Street. Like, Roland have got now like a shop in Denmark Street. Roland
I haven't been to Denmark Street for so long.
No, nor have I. But but they've done that now. Gibson are going in. I think that's great. I think it's good. So the Fender Joe Strummer Telly. See,
I'm not a huge Joe Strummer fan, but that looks great.
Well, that's interesting. I really like Joe Strummer. And I saw when I initially saw that, I went, "Oh, that looks great!" And then I had a closer look. I think that relic job's a bit of a dodgy. It doesn't look like a great relic job to me, but anyway.
I quite like the red coming through. They should have done the red coming through a bit more.
Well, I'm guessing that they've copied his beaten up telly. But yeah. And it's 18.99 euro.
So about £1 million.
It's made in Mexico though. What, for $2,000? Are they having a laugh?
That's a lot.
That's taking the piss. That is.
That is a lot.
Nah, that's taking the piss. Okay, so that's that.
Oh.
Have you seen this? So Gibson now getting into their publishing department. They're doing all this. So they've got a record company now and all that.
Yeah.
They're now doing books. Okay. The first book is a Slash book, the Slash collection. Did you see the video by any chance?
No.
With Mark, what's his name? Play Authentic Mark. What's his name? The guy.
Angry Man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. I think he's just a joker. But anyway, yeah. So they did a video with Slash going through some of his iconic guitars. It's really interesting on YouTube. Really enjoyed it, and they've just released 2 books. So they've got I can't remember what they call them, but one's like the standard edition and one's like the ultimate edition. How much?
£1,000
For a book?
Yeah, because there are idiots out there that will pay that.
Okay, you're exactly right. it's $1,000 for the custom edition,
Yeah,
or $250 for the deluxe.
and by the way, I didn't pre-check this. That was a guess.
Yeah, there's a video. It's really good. I really enjoyed it.
The collection.
Yeah, he's great. Slash is awesome, but
yeah,
fantastic and
not bad for a Brit.
Not bad for a Brit.
For a Stokey.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I can't believe that. I mean, what are they thinking? $1,000 for a book?
Some idiot will pay it.
Here we go. SSL have released a new plugin for guitar, which is called Guitar Strip.
Really cool.
Right. Have you? You're obviously going to try this. This is obviously your sort of thing.
Yep. I love the SSL plugins, the drum plugin. They've done the vocal plugin. They're great. They're really. They've done a magic job, certainly on the drums and vocals, of going right. We know what you want to do. We know how these things need to be tweaked. And if the guitar one is good, it'll be brilliant.
The thing that I don't quite understand is it looks like it's got an amp sim in it as well.
Ooh.
Which I couldn't quite work out what was going on.
Well, here's a thing.
Yeah.
The other day I submitted a track to one of my regular patrons.
Yeah.
And they said, the guitar part sounds a bit weak. And I went, well, I was going for a particular style, particular super clean British 60s style.
Yeah.
And he said, could I run it through another preamp? And I went, of course you can. Just because it's going through an amp sim, whatever, doesn't mean you can't do it again. If it doesn't sound nice, don't do it. But up until the point where it doesn't sound nice, there are no rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
So any of the things like the CLA guitar plugin has got a certain amount of amp and drive emulation in it. Yeah. The JJP one certainly has. This will probably have. There's no rules. Until it sounds bad, there are no rules.
So, yeah, I thought it looked quite interesting. Maybe that should be a video you do. If not, I'll bang one out.
What about the video?
What's that?
I'll bang one out. What about the video?
Very good. Right. Okay. I think we talked last week or maybe the week before that Full Tone is closing.
Yes.
Was that last week?
It was last week.
Last week. Okay. So, I don't know what's going on.
What a surprise.
Yeah. So the prices are rising sharply on the used market. I don't quite understand what's going on. So what I decided to do was have a look on Reverb. Yeah, the prices are going up. I mean, $429 for an OCD, that is ridiculous.
Yes.
I mean, let's have a look. Let's do
it's all a bit obsessive and compulsive.
Let's do high to, yes, very good. Let's do high to low. Look at this joker. Yeah. $629.
But he's not going to sell it, is he?
He was. Oh man, it's crazy. It baffles me. The OCD is a great pedal. What's the cheapest? Let's have a look. 176 for a 1.7. I'd go for that.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's from Mexico. It's going to have import duty and stuff. It's £200 1.7. I mean, even so. Anyway, it annoys me. There we go.
Zing. There we go. Okay. Shall we crack on?
Yes. Shep says tracks that had the tape speed adjusted, pitch correct, tracking Melodyne. Tracks that had tape speed adjusted, pitch correct
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can use the pitch correcting Melodyne.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, to be
have you ever-
honest, I don't want to load in songs. I have to load in songs out of YouTube and just go through that. I just want to get the songs done.
Have you ever listened to the beginning of Roxanne for the Police?
Yes, I have.
Clearly, it was right at the beginning of the tape, and they just counted it off and went because you get Roxanne. It's hilarious.
Well, it's funny. Like you listen back to Police tracks, and it's amazing how much Copeland speeds up and
push and pull in the tempo. Yeah, but that's
he's constantly pushing and
yeah, that's great.
Hold on. I don't know if I've got tinnitus or something. It's whistling. Anyway. Yeah, it's happening again. Oh. Very good.
I used to be able to do a really good, an old-fashioned kettle where you put it on the stove.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I did that. And I got my stepmom one day. I went, because our one had this little secondary thing. She went, I thought the kettle had boiled. No.
Good, very good.
Anywho, Shep says, if you have that particular.
Yes, I do. I do have Melodyne, yes. Nedamido says, my local shop is a one-man operation, and I guess his wife or something helps out sometimes. He's a really nice guy, but boy, is he stressed with work in the shop and in the back, delayed deliveries. Yeah.
It's challenging at the moment.
Yeah.
It really is challenging. Especially if you are a one-man band and you're trying to do, anyone these days is also trying to do online, because if they're not going to survive.
Yeah.
Sorry, it must be very, very hard to keep up.
Yeah. Yes. Paul, why are you slagging Oasis? They got me and many others into guitar. No, yeah, it's just all a bit of a joke, Joel, because no, it's I think Oasis have written some great tunes and great melodies. That's all I can say. Great tune, great melody, great tunes. Lyrically, I
Moving on. Stop. Move on.
Okay. Jerome says, James, you didn't work at Turnkey, did you? I think you might know my old mate Neil Hester.
I do know Neil Hester, only because he was the Windows editor at PTA when I was there. But I never worked at Turnkey. You probably also know Nick. Oh God, what's his surname? Works at Avid. Oh no, works for Apple now. Nick. Oh, I forgot his name. Anyway, you probably know him as well. But yes, I do know Neil. Lovely chap. Mike also.
Neil's a lovely bloke, known well from his PT days. We have stayed in touch. Nice. David says, first time I saw Crowded House was on the Woodface tour. Nice. I think there were 60 people there. Wow. That'd be good. That'd be a good thing. Aristotle's, yes, Z, one at a time per patch.
Okay, there we go.
That's okay. We're talking about the EV30 expression pedal.
Yeah.
Nedamido says, I don't believe in heaven and such, but Taylor's son playing My Hero was an amazing moment in time. Felt like he was playing so hard so that his dad could hear him from heaven. It was very special. I think that's a lovely sentiment there. Yes. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you for the link. Anytime, mate. Anytime.
Jimmy Haslip, that's the guy I was thinking of, who used to play bass for the Yellow Jackets.
Ah, there we go.
Yes. Great bass player.
Jimmy was great. It says K. Michael P. Boss have released version 2 of their foot controller, the GAFC-EX. Maybe a review in the future. So, what is going on? I was supposed to do the review of that. I
release. I saw that and thought, I need one of those in my life.
I had a conversation with Boss over that. That's funny. Oh well.
Before we go on, I want to know what because you said you had a revelation to me before the show.
Ah, yeah.
You had a revelation about how you're doing. Basically, we got this gig on Saturday night with what is turning out to be a scratch band, a scratch 5-piece.
Yeah.
And we're rattling off some song ideas, and I've put together a very rough set list, and I will send it to everyone in advance and print some out. But it looks like it's going to be in someone's living room. I mean, the houses in that part of the world are not exactly small, so it might be quite a big living room, but still, it's someone's living room. Probably, it's probably a marquee. It's probably a marquee.
That's what it'll be. It'll be a marquee. Okay, yeah, because I've never played in someone's house, and that. Yeah. Anyway, so I was trying to work out the best way of monitoring the Axe effects. I want to use the Axe effects. That is what I want to take out live from now on. I love it that much. Just want to take that out. And so I was thinking, James sent me a message saying you need to bring a katana with you because you don't know whether you can be able to hear it. You know, we don't know what the guy that's doing the PA. We don't know, what he's bringing, anything like that. Just bring a katana.
And I still say you should have a katana in the car.
Okay. Katana will be in the car. Katana's great. So I was thinking, what can I do? So at the moment, last week we talked about this, which is the Sennheiser XS wireless pack. So just in case anyone wasn't about last week, James and myself are doing a review of this and then giving it away. It is awesome. So if you want to win something that's, I think it's about £550, something like that. Make sure you watch our review video. There's a video coming out in the next couple of days where I've worked out how I'm going to do it because I want to test this thing out fully. So I'm going to do the gig with it on Saturday. So I've got it racked up inside the rack with my Axe effects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now the Axe effects is so powerful and it has so many ins and outs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stereo mix of whatever's going out front. I can take it out the headphone out of the amp, of the mixer, yeah. And that then goes into the Axe effects into input 2. It's got like loads of inputs and outputs on this thing. You can then inside the Axe effects create different routings where I've basically got a mixer, so I can then send all my guitar signal not only out of outputs 1 and 2. To front of house, but I can then split it off, take it into a mixer, have the mix coming from the mixing desk from front of house, going into the Axe effects into input 2 or 2 and whatever, and then mix my guitar signal with that. Not only is going out front of house, but have a separate mix that's then going to my in-ears, and I can mix it from the Axe effects. Go on.
If you're plugging into the headphone output of the desk, your guitar part is also going to be coming through there as well. You're going to have phase.
But I can flip the phase. Phase. Or hopefully, that's the worst comes to the worst. That's the worst comes to the worst. If I can have a separate feed or someone else's feed, someone else's shared monitor feed, I can then take that out without the guitar in it.
I'm pretty sure we can make that work.
But I thought that was brilliant. I mean, there's so many things you can do with the Axe effects. I mean, can use it as because I was thinking, I'm gonna have to go and buy a little mixer or something just so I can set up the headphone, the IEMs.
Yeah.
In-ear monitors, if anyone doesn't know what IEMs are, and all internal inside the Axe effects.
Very cool. I'm bringing some radio mics and bits and pieces just in case for the weekend, and I'll probably put a mixer in as well just in case, along with a drum kit.
Great.
And drum mics and everything, just in case. If it's a marquee, we're going to need to mic up. We just will.
So are you then going to take a feed? Are you then going to run your drums into
what I'm going to suggest is I run the PA. I'll use my mixer to run the PA.
You might want to check because I could imagine someone could get quite upset about.
If we turn up and he hasn't got enough inputs, then there's no option.
Right. Okay. And how many separate monitor mixes can you have on your mixer?
16.
Oh, that's it. No, you're doing it. You are doing the PA. That's as far as I'm concerned. You are doing that.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out. I don't. But I say, I don't want to turn up there and me have gone through the whole kind of I'm going to do it. I'm not like that. But me do it, and then we turn up there and it's basically somewhat at the corner of someone's living room.
Yeah, it's not worth it, is it?
It still could be. Yeah. Anyway, Well, I say that Axe Effects is awesome, and
it's incredible. I can't believe. I mean, that's not, you can do so many different things with it, and it's just because it's basically a full-on interface computer, whatever you want it to be. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
so clever. Was listening to Neon by John Mayer in the car earlier. Hell of a feel and riff on that song. Yeah, it's brilliant. Finding it hard to get into this other stuff though. All seems pale by comparison. I think the Continuum album's really good. I think some of it can be. I think there's some really good tunes in. I think he's done some really good tunes, but Neon is really good. Richard Paul says, I do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. He's talking about working in a music shop. It's more to do with admin side of things. My favorite part is setting a young beginner on their way on their musical journey and seeing that excitement. Oh, nice one. Yeah, the admin side must be tough on that. Perfect Circle song.
Okay,
and
I'll agree.
Seen 9 Inch Nails. Nedamido says, I think you mean seen 9 Inch Nails 5 times. At the end of one show, I was looking back while scratching my left shoulder with my right hand when something hit me in the chest. It was Josh Freese's drumstick. Haha. Yeah, I've seen 9 Inch Nails they supported before they were big. I saw them on the Guns N' Roses tour, on the Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 tour. And I didn't understand what was going on stage because it was just like, it was a bit of a weird show. And since they calmed down, I can appreciate the music, but it was mental. The drumstick landed straight in my hand without me even knowing what happened. Oh, nice one.
Very cool.
Yeah, dangerous though. I always think when drummers do that and they throw their sticks out, that could end in.
I got to being a very good shot. If there was someone who was being offensive to the singer or giving someone a hard time, I got to being a very good shot and could clunk a 5A drumstick fairly square across their forehead from 25-30 feet.
But you could do so much.
Yes, if the person doing it's being a knob, they deserve it.
Yeah, sure, but then he gets a drumstick stuck in his eye. They go, oh mate, please don't ever do that. Please don't ever do that.
Oh, wait, got off.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh Freese played drums with Wolfgang Van Halen, Dave Grohl on the Hot for Teacher act at the tribute show. Nice one. Check him out.
I've got it bad. Got it bad.
How about guitar stands? Are Hercules stands the best for the price? Just bought my second, not cheap, but I think it will last a lifetime. Yeah, without a doubt. So I've got a variety of different stands and some I shouldn't be using. So if you've got a guitar with nitrocellulose, go and buy Hercules stands because they don't damage the nitrocellulose.
Hercules or Giraffe are also very good.
I don't know Giraffe. Are they all right with?
Yeah, similar thing. They've got the much softer, that softer foam, which doesn't damage the nitrocellulose finish.
Okay. Yes, but if you look at the back of my Les Paul, before I bought it, it had the guy that it was secondhand. We bought it from Guitar, and the guy that had it before put it on a cheap stand, and the back has got like a slight dulling. It doesn't bother me at all. I couldn't give a monkeys about it, but it's got a slight sort of dulling of the nitro.
I bought a job lot of Hercules. You know the ones the hangers where you drop the guitar in.
Yeah, I've got them up here. Yeah.
I bought a job lot for the studio. So I have like 10, 15
on the
no, not that's tomorrow, but I've already bought a load.
Okay, nice. Yeah, great idea. Get guitars up on the wall. Looks great as well. And also sound displacement.
Yeah. What's the word? Diffusion. Yeah.
Diffusion, sorry. Des the Destroyer. That's a new one. In Waitrose, there are 2 containers of lemongrass and ginger soup fighting with each other. It was a clash of the titans. Night night, folks. Cheers, Des. Don't buy an OCD, just get a Mua Hustle Drive.
Controversial, but hey, yeah.
Controversial. Curious Uranus, a Gibson record label. How does it take them 60 years to come up with that idea? Yeah, it's true. Dave says, really interested in that Joe Strummer relic. Found it in Toman for $13.99. Oh, that's a better price.
Still.
That's fair regarding Oasis. Lyrics are guff. But great tunes.
Yeah.
Great tunes, great melodies. Really, really clever earworm melodies. They are. I said something nice about the Gallaghers. There you go. Joe Marshall, who was that dude standing in for James? I checked out the prog band he was in. That was Lee, and Lee is
clearly not in tonight because he would normally have commented at some point.
He would have done. Yeah, maybe he's out, or maybe he's on a promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lee, never met Lee personally, but Lee comes on the show every now and again, and Lee's very. He's a really nice bloke. He's really knowledgeable and
loves his toys.
Yeah, he likes his toys, and he has a different sort of outlook on guitar gear than I would have, and probably even James has got.
Mm.
So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to have Lee on.
Yeah, cool.
Thomas Nonsense. I know that Paul's pink Paisley Masterbuilt is the apex, but would I fare better at the Sir Custom Shop versus Fender Custom Shop for price, build, and features? Honestly, you cannot go wrong with a Sir. If you want something that is okay, if you want something that's like a precision machine, go and get the Sir. If you want something that's a bit edgy, you have to fight with a little bit. Think about the Fender. That's where it's it. The Sirs are effortless. You look like a PRS. They're like effortless to play. Sometimes I really like that, and sometimes I just want something that bites back a little bit. And in that way, a Fender or Gibson, can do it because they don't have that sort of modern. I don't know what it is. Starting
thing.
Guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I always get pulled up on this. War Without Tribes. You say katana, and I say katana. Katana.
You say
the whole thing, boss. Okay, the whole thing, boss. Very good. I didn't read the end bit. Very good. Without War Without Tribes. That's a good name, actually. Is that your band name? That's a good name for a band. That is.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings from Croatia. Oh, nice one. What's that guitar? Let's have a look at that. I reckon that's a Livingston. No, it's not. What's that? It's got a Tilly bridge. It's got EMGs. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, Ivor Baker. Let us know what that guitar is. That looks awesome. How's the shed coming, James?
Video to follow in the next couple of days.
Yeah, there's a video coming out.
Yeah, everything is going very well. We're all heading in the right direction. My only concern at the moment is I have say this is an honest concern. We have a lot of stuff underneath tarpaulins in the garden and on the drive. I'm not worried about security. I'm worried about weather.
Yeah.
The tarps are okay at the minute, but still, I'm getting worried about the weather.
Yeah.
But we'll be fine.
Pet says, my 3 Fenders are in the Hercules home on the wall. It looks lovely and more importantly, safe. They do look cool, those walls, those wall hangings. I'd really like to have like guitars around the house on the wall. I've got one in the house in the snug.
More space to buy guitars. More space to put guitars.
Yeah, I love it. I think they are almost like a piece. They're like a piece of art, almost, aren't they? Think them up.
Yeah.
Nedamido says, greetings from a Bosnian in Sweden to the Croatian neighbor. I used to know a Bosnian in Sweden.
There a joke coming.
Who was in Malmo. He scared the shit out of me once with a massive sword. Anyway.
I've got nothing to top that. He scared the shit out of me with a massive sword. Well, that sounds to me like we're going to wrap it up there. We got to the end finally. Well done, everyone. We survived. Hope you enjoyed that. I always enjoy our weekly dust up on the interwebs.
Oh yeah.
Any questions or any ideas for videos or anything you want to ask us in advance and can't get on the live show for whatever, please do reach out to us. You can find us at thestudiorats.net or just reach out to one of the YouTube videos. Paul and I are both very good at getting onto you. You can hit us up on Facebook, on YouTube, all the normal stuff. Just reach out and say hello. But for now, I hope you have a really good and safe and all that sort of stuff week. But my name's James Ivey.
Paul Drew.
And we will see you next time. Good night, everyone. Take care.
Cheers, guys.